I was a little depressed during the holiday season. We're definitely a lot of people in Nigeria who participate in a poetry group I administer. So this first poem is called One Road for Choice Asai by Uzo Nwamara, who I believe lives in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. I had been on the move, traversing many roads, straight roads, crooked roads, smooth roads, rough roads, cutting through mountains, cutting through valleys, crossing streams, crossing rivers, walking, crawling, swimming, open roads, closed roads, barren roads, fruitful roads, some roads rearing low-hanging apples, oranges, and berries I pluck with ease, some roads raising high-hanging mangoes, guavas, and pears. I stone or climb with hiss, but now I come to a crossroads converging on a cul-de-sac, wearing my search, waiting with a smile, holding out roses with open arms. What should I do now? I have no choice. Now, of course, it's no news to you. This past 2016 election was pretty darn crazy. So, I felt like I kind of had to get with the program and make an adjustment. And so I composed this poem. It's called If You Can't Beat Em, Join 'Em. I was finally tired of all the harassment by white supremacists in my neighborhood capital in Denver, Capitol Hill. I knew that the Democrats had experienced a resounding defeat in the 2016 presidential election, and these white supremacists had been empowered. What was I to do? I finally decided if you can't beat them, join them, and decided to order an authentic Nazi uniform on Etsy to fit in with the new social order. I received it in the mail on Tuesday morning and put it on without even washing it, and decided to wear it that day just to be safe on the streets. But the response I received was unexpected. When walking down 13th Avenue, I bumped into Sandra Cisneros. I always thought that Sandra was really hot, but she usually didn't say much to me. Looking real sexy in that uniform, Dan. Why don't you come to my place so I can teach you a bit about life? I got jittery. I didn't want to get involved with Sandra now. I bought the Nazi uniform so the white supremacists wouldn't bother me. If I had a hot, dark-complected Latina girlfriend, the skinheads would probably beat me up on the street. I'm sorry, Sandra, I told her. The white supremacists are ruling the United States. If I hang out with you, they'll accuse me of being a Mexican lover and beat me up. But Sandra was unrelenting. She had a strange, erotic reaction to my Nazi uniform. But that uniform is really turning me on, Dan. I want to do things to you. My vagina's getting wet. At that point, Sandra Cisneros grabbed me on the corner of 13th and Ogden and started unbuttoning my Nazi uniform right there on the sidewalk. She was extremely horny. It was terrifying. Sandra was going to rape me right there on the streets. So I broke away from Sandra, stripped off my Nazi uniform, threw it in the middle of 13th Avenue, and ran toward the police station on 16th and Clarkson in just my underwear. There I was greeted by Joe, the friendly cop. Hey, Dan, what happened to you, man? Why aren't you wearing any clothes on such a cold night? I couldn't tell Joe the truth, that I purchased a Nazi uniform on Etsy and started wearing it on 13th Avenue. Because he was such an honorable man. So I lied. Those white supremacists tried to rape me, Joe. They took off all my clothes. They were about to give it to me up my butt. Joe was definitely concerned about me. Yeah, Dan, we talked about this at Whole Foods. A lot of those white supremacists have repressed homosexual tendencies. You need to be careful out there, okay? So that's that one. Now, I have what you call bipolar disorder, and I've spent some time in the psychiatric ward myself, and it was really sad for me to learn that my Uncle Sam had decompensated. He was in the psychiatric ward. So I wrote this poem about my visit with him. It's called The Decompensation of Uncle Sam. I got a call from my cousin Red Eagle. Daniel, your Uncle Sam is decompensated. I think he's trying to kill himself. You'd better visit him in the hospital to make sure he doesn't commit suicide. Okay, Red, calm down, I replied. I was just taking a nap while listening to some Carlos Nakai flute music, but I'll put on my coat and walk to the mental hospital to make sure my dear Uncle Sam is okay. When I arrived at the psych ward, Uncle Sam was screaming obscenities and throwing feces at the nurses. Hey, Uncle Sam, it's me, your nephew, Danny. I've come to visit you. Shut the fuck up, Jew boy, Uncle Sam shouted. It's you who got me in this mess. But Uncle Sam, I pleaded, I'm your only nephew. Don't you care about me anymore? The replies became increasingly hostile. Get away from me, you stupid kike. Only I know what's best for America. You Jews are just a bunch of stupid eggheads who are trying to take the power away from real Americans like me. With that pronouncement, Uncle Sam reached out from underneath his hospital gown, pulled a chunk of feces out from between his butt crack and threw it at me. It hit me right in the face. Disgusting. Uncle Sam might have been out of his mind, but he still had a good aim. He was a minor league pitcher in his youth. However, when the shit hit me in the face, the orderlies grabbed Uncle Sam and forced him into his room. But I could still hear him screaming, "I'm going to kill all you Jewish sons of bitches. I'm going to finish the job that Hitler started. Get out of my face." When Uncle Sam was locked up in his room, I went to the restroom to wash the feces off my face. Then I had a talk with the nurses. What happened to my Uncle Sam? He never treated me this way. I was always his favorite nephew. The lead psychiatric nurse looked like Malcolm X. He had a very serious expression on his face. Mr. Moskowitz, he told me, I'm sorry to inform you that your Uncle Sam has a narcissistic personality disorder. We have also determined that he has borderline personality disorder. Finally, his authoritarian personality disorder is causing him to have grandiose delusions, and he thinks he's president of the United States. His assistant nurse must have been some sort of Cuban or Venezuelan gal. She was pretty damn hot. One could glimpse all her perfect curves due to the tightness of her nurse's uniform. Mr. Moskowitz, your Uncle Sam has had a breakdown, she said. Why don't you go home and make yourself a hot cup of tea? We'll take care of your Uncle Sam for you. So after taking one last look at the Latina nurse's perfect cleavage, I walked home in the snow on Franklin Street. Jesus Christ, I thought, my Uncle Sam has really fallen apart. I always thought that he was too focused on money, but I never thought this would happen to him. And, this is the last one, being the good nephew. I made another visit to the psych ward to visit my Uncle Sam. And it's called Return to the Psych Ward to Visit My Uncle Sam. Even though the last visit I made to the psych ward was humiliating, being the loyal nephew, I decided to go and see how my Uncle Sam is doing. When the door was opened to the locked psych ward, I saw my Uncle Sam crawling on the floor, looking under the couch. I can't find my marbles. I can't find my marbles. Tell that redskin nurse to help me find my marbles, Jew boy. I was playing with my marbles, but I can't find them no more. I stood up and tried to figure out which, quote, redskin my Uncle Sam was referring to. I saw an intoxicatingly beautiful nurse at the other end of the room with moon-shaped eyes. She must have been a Mayan ancestry from Guatemala or the state of Chiapas in southern Mexico. Ma'am, I asked her, my Uncle Sam can't seem to find his marbles. Do you know what he did with them? This Mayan nurse was a gorgeous lady, but my Uncle Sam had obviously done something to ignite her temper. Your Uncle Sam has been completely disrespectful to me, Mr. Moskowitz, she said. He called me a Pocahontas slut that should go back to the reservation to milk bison. I have never been so disrespected by any man in my life. My people did not come from a reservation. We are descendants of the Maya who built the pyramids at Calakmul. We milk goats and sheep back home, but I have never milked a bison. As far as sluts go, I imagine your Uncle Sam knows a lot more about them than I do. My lover is the universe. So tell your dear Uncle Sam that if he doesn't start to cooperate, we're going to have to force him to take some Haldol, whether he can find his marbles or not. I apologized to the psychiatric nurse whose name was Ixakolua. I went back to the other side of the room where my Uncle Sam was still looking for his marbles underneath the couch. The nurse says that you're going to have to cooperate, Uncle Sam, or they're going to force you to take some medicine. Uncle Sam rose from his search for his marbles underneath the couch and told me, oh, it's that damn Mexican rape culture again. Tell that Pocahontas slut that I refuse to have sex with her. I'm already married to a beautiful European woman. And that's it.
Wow, thank you.